Good day to everyone. Kumusta kita? I hope everyone is safe and doing well after Typhoon Tino. Thank you once again, NSPP, for this wonderful opportunity to talk about a meaningful topic, community-based management project. As we move into the second semester, I know you are all excited to take part in community service as part of your NSPP journey. Today's discussion will help prepare you for that by introducing the essential steps in planning and conducting community projects. To begin, I'd like to invite everyone to listen attentively from the comfort of your seats, your homes, or wherever you may be right now. I've prepared a few fun games for you, so I hope everyone will join and participate. So for our topic today, which is community-based management project, the learning objectives are as follows. 1. Explain the concepts and principles and processes of community-based management. 2. Get the overview of National Service Reserve Corps as instrument in managing school-based community projects. 3. Introduce community needs assessment tools. 4. Prepare an action plan based on the identified needs such as disaster risk reduction management project, environmental protection action plan, drug education prevention and control advocacy plan, and peace and security school advocacy involvement. 5. Manage community projects assigned to as planned. And 6. Be aware of the involvement and participation as NSRC volunteers in various areas of interest. And here's the outline of our discussion. 1. Community-based management. 2. Overview of NSRC. 3. Community needs assessment. 4. Social mobilization. 5. Formulate plan for community-based projects. And 6. Managing community school-based NSRC unit. So before we dive into our discussion on community-based management, let's start by defining a few key terms that are connected to our topic. The first term is community. Do you know that the word community comes from the Latin term communitas, which means fellowship or a group of people sharing something in common? So community, also called the comunidad or barangay, and to the ordinary people, it is a place where one lives, works, and plays. It is also an aggregation of families and individuals settled in a fairly compact and contiguous geographical area where members satisfy most of daily needs and deal with most of their common problems. The second term is management. Latin root of management is manos, which means hand. So when we speak of management, it refers to handling or directing. So management in the context of NSTP is the systematic process of planning, organizing, leading, and controlling NSTP activities and resources to achieve the program's objectives of fostering service, patriotism, and community development among students. According to World Health Organization, community-based management or community-based approaches are initiatives that involve community members as primary participants in the planning, implementation, and management of programs aimed at improving their social, economic, and environmental conditions. So community-based management now refers to the approach of engaging especially those under the Civic Welfare Training Service and Literacy Training Service components, and helping communities first identifying, then planning, then implementing and managing development initiatives that directly address their needs. So what are the principles of community-based management? So let's have first our game number one. No, identify the principles of community-based management. So these are scrambled words. Number one principle is this is community participation and empowerment. So community participation means engaging community members as active participants in identifying needs, planning, and implementing projects. The key word here is active participation of the community people, starting from identifying needs, planning, and implementation of projects. Empowerment means empowering communities to take ownership of initiative, ensuring sustainability and relevance. Remember that we cannot empower communities to take ownership of the project once they do not participate. Okay? That's the first principle again, community participation and empowerment. How about this second principle? This is needs assessment and collaborative planning. So conducting thorough assessments to understand community needs. I will be introducing later on the tools in needs assessment. And when you speak of collaborative planning, collectively developing plans that address identified issues, utilizing local resources and knowledge. When we speak of collective, meaning active participation of the community people. Again, the second principle is needs assessment and collaborative planning. How about this one? The third principle. This is sustainability and capacity building. So sustainability and capacity building means designing projects that are sustainable and can be maintained by the community after the students' involvement ends, and providing training and resources to build local capacity for ongoing development. Please remember that there will be no sustainability once you cannot capacitate people in the community. Capacitating them means providing training and resources as well as enhancement of their skills and educating them, okay, para ma-sustain ang project before bisan mag-out na kamo sa community. Okay, how about this principle number 4? This is cultural sensitivity and inclusivity. So when we speak of cultural sensitivity, respecting and integrating the community's cultural norms and practice into project planning and implementation, meaning understanding and respecting the community's cultural norms and practices. Inclusivity meaning ensuring that all community members, including most of all those who are in marginalized sector or group, are included in the process. So when we speak of inclusivity, you have to include them all, and give them equal opportunities to participate. How about number 5? This is monitoring, evaluation, and feedback. So establishing mechanisms for monitoring and evaluating project outcomes and incorporating community feedback to improve and adapt initiatives. So magambal kita nga monitoring, meaning you have to keep track of progress no, of the project. Evaluation means you have to assess the results no, after something has been completed. And feedback, it means giving information or opinions about no, the project. So, kumustahan ang participation experience of the community people, no? So process of implementation of the project, up to monitoring evaluation, no? And later on in the sustainability process. Again, those are the principles no, in community-based management, community participation and empowerment, needs assessment and collaborative planning, sustainability and capacity building, cultural sensitivity and inclusivity, and the last one is monitoring, evaluation, and feedback. Okay, let's go to the process involved in community-based management. Let's have the game number 2. Arrange in order the processes involved in community-based management. Which one is number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? Okay, number 1 is community immersion. Ma-immerse kita anay sa community or makadto kita anay sa community. The second is, after ka na maka-immerse, conduct needs assessment. Once nakakandak na sang needs assessment, you are now to plan the project or project planning. After the project planning, implementation of the project, then monitoring and evaluation, and the last is sustainability planning. Okay, let's discuss this one by one. So step 1 is community immersion. Students' engagement with the community to understand its dynamic, culture, and community issues. So this step helps in building trust and establishing rapport with community people. So mag-establish bala kita sang rapport, no? This is a process of building a positive, trusting, and understanding relationship with community people. Okay? Ang pag-gain sang trust, no? Nila sa aton. How about step 2? Conduct needs assessment. This step ensures that the projects address real and pressing issues. So, paano kita mag-conduct ng needs assessment? Pwede ka conduct ng survey, interviews, and focus group discussions or FGD to identify the community's needs and priorities. Okay, so after pag-immerse sa community, makandak kita anay sang needs assessment no, before mag-plan for the project. Step 3 is project planning. Developing a detailed plan that outlines the objectives, activities, timeline, and resources required. In project planning, we need the involvement of community members in the planning process to ensure the project's relevance and feasible. If you want your project to be successful, involve the community people. Okay, so after project planning, step 4 is implementation. This is the carrying out the planned activities while ensuring still no community active participation. Okay, so meaning from the start, no, in identifying the problem, no, you have to involve the active participation of the community people. Step 5 is monitoring and evaluation. Conduct monitoring of the activity or project to ensure progress and that objectives are being met. Then gathering feedback from community people to improve future initiatives. So, amo na importance of conducting monitoring and evaluation as well as gathering feedback from the community people. And step six, sustainability planning is developing strategies to ensure that the benefits of the project continue after the student involvement ends. No? For training community members to take over leadership and management roles or functions. Okay, so those are the process involved in community-based management. Okay, let's have the overview of NSRC as instruments, no, in managing school-based community projects. Remember that the National Service Reserve Corps, created by the virtue of Republic Act 9163 or the NSTP Act of 2001 in order to provide, no, or trained, no, motivate and organize manpower reserve that can be tapped by the state for DRRM, civic welfare, literacy, national emergency, environmental protection, and other similar endeavors in the service of the nation. So this is why you are enrolled, no, in NSTP. So NSRC is an organization composed of group of graduates of CWTS and LTS components, no, as mandated by Republic Act 9163 and RA 10121 or the Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction Management Act of 2010. So I hope clear na sa aton tanan, no? Okay. Let's have the community needs assessment. What is CNA or Community Needs Assessment? It is a systematic process that provides information about social needs or issues in a place or population group and determines which issues should be prioritized for action. A systematic process, meaning when you plan for a project, no, for a certain community, this is a systematic process of identifying the needs or problems. Hindi lang siya yung pagpalagpat, no, nga naghimo-himo ka lang sang project para lang nga may ara ka, no, ihatag nga program or project sa community. So since it is a systematic process, no, gina-identify natin ang needs or gaps in service of a neighborhood as well as what are the available resources and strengths, no, to meet those needs. So what is community or why is community needs assessment important? Ang importante ang pag-conduct ng CNA. One, identify real community problems. So it helps the students identify the actual issues and needs of the community. No, the projects are relevant and will address the felt needs of the community. So, para ma-address natin ang matuod-tuod na kinahanglanon or issue or problems ng community. So, need na mag-conduct ng needs assessment. Two, ensures effective use of resources. No? Students, stakeholders, and the community can concentrate their efforts and resources on the most important solutions to the problem. So, in the case ba lang kadamo sang problema sa community, like di pag-conduct natin sang CNA, na-identify natin ang the first five nga felt need or the pressing need of the community, ato na siya i-check, no, which one is the most pressing. Meaning, aton siya i-rank 1 to 5. So, ang number 1, amo lang tagaan naton sang important, no, nga focus kag solution. Number three, promotes community participation because it involves the community people in the assessment process, no? And that it encourages active participation and ownership of the project. Remember, the community people cannot own the project or hindi nila ma-feel nga they are the owner of the project, na bisan pa ang project na inaara sa community, if they are not encouraged to participate actively in the process. Number four, guides planning and decision making. The results of CNA provides a clear basis for planning projects and interventions that are tailored to address specific community issues or problems. So, nami dyan, no, kung may results kita sang CNA, kaya mo lang ka-provide sang clear basis for planning and implementation no, sang project. And five, provides a basis for monitoring and evaluation. So the result of CNA becomes the baseline to measure the success and impact of the project implemented. Okay? So I hope clear sa ato ng importance why we need to conduct community needs assessment. Again, identify real community problems, ensures effective use of resources, promotes community participation, guides planning and decision making, and provides a basis for monitoring and evaluation. So what are the community needs assessment tools? Okay. Sa pag-conduct natin sa community needs assessment, may mga tools kita nga gamiton. So what are these? Let's have the game number 3. Guess the word. What is this? Survey or questionnaire? That is the one tool to be used in conducting community needs assessment. This one is interviews. You can conduct interview to the community resident. 3, the FGD or the focus group discussion. 4, this is community mapping. And 5, secondary data review. Okay, discuss natin one by one. Survey or questionnaire, structured set of questions given to community members to gather quantitative data. Surveys can be simple, targeting only a small group of community stakeholders, or complex, sampling large segments of a population. So these are the examples of survey forms. Okay, so interviewing tips nga ni, this one also applies sa number 2 natin nga tool, which is the interview. So please remember this, you have to give survey participants enough time to answer questions thoroughly. Hindi kita magdali-dali. To listen carefully to participants' responses and respect their opinions. Avoid overly personal questions that may make respondents uncomfortable and less willing to participate. And number 3, assure respondents that their answers are confidential and maintain that confidentiality. Okay, number 2, interviews. It could be one-on-one, small group conversations with community leaders, stakeholders, or residents. It provides in-depth, qualitative insights and personal experiences. No? If the survey or questionnaire provides quantitative data, interviews naman niya provide in-depth, qualitative insight, or information about their personal experiences. These are the examples of conducting interviews. Okay, number 3 is focus group discussion. guided group discussions with selected community members, no? FGD helps understand diverse perspectives, priorities, and community dynamics. So mga 8 to 12, no, or 10 members here in FGD as long as it is well represented by the different sectors, no, in the community. Example, ara siya. Then number 4 is community mapping. So visual representation of the community resources, hazards, and problem areas. Community mapping resources, encourages active participation and spatial understanding of needs. So, ang community mapping nga inilo is the process of collecting and sharing information about a community. Anong atong usually gina-look into ang mga gaps or problems, no, areas, lacking services, gina-identify naman ang mga resources, no, ang mga structures, may schools bala, may clinics, no, better bala ang dalan, may mga jobs bala ang tao or work, healthcare services, no, basta resources, no, found in the community. Then the last one is secondary data review. So using existing data reports, no, from LGU, non-government organizations, no, or previous nga mga study. So magambag kita nga secondary data review, collecting and analyzing information that already exists, no, instead of gathering new data yourself. Okay? I hope clear sa ato, no, ang mga tools. You have the survey or the questionnaire, the interviews, focus group discussion, community mapping, and secondary data review. Okay, let's have the social mobilization, or we call it SOCMOB. So what is social mobilization? From the word social meaning community, meaning people. Mobilization meaning gathering. Okay? So social mobilization is a process of bringing together all feasible intersectoral partners and allies, private, public, no, external donors, NGOs, and many others to determine felt needs and raise awareness of and demand for a particular development objective. That's from UNICEF. Again, when we speak of social mobilization, this is a planned process, no, enlisting the support and active involvement of any or all sectors, no. Ginamobilize natin ang human and material resources to achieve the goal or goals, no, and to ensure sustainability, no, of the project or the program. So what are the elements of social mobilization? We have 5. Let's have the game number 4. Again, guess the word. What is this? Advocacy. How about this one? This is community organization. Number 3, information, education, communication, or we call it the IAC. Number 4, this is capacity building. And number 5, networking and alliance building. Okay, so those are the elements of social mobilization. Let's discuss one by one. Advocacy, defined as the organization of information into arguments used to persuade an audience towards some attitude or predisposition to action. If you are a person doing advocacy, you are called an advocate, no? So to advocate, therefore, is to plead for, defend, recommend, or support a person, policy, or idea. Kung ikaw, the person, nag-advocate, dapat wide ang imo nga knowledge about a certain advocacy. For example, if you are an advocate of child rights, dapat no kabalo ka kung ano ang mga rights or kinamatarong sang bata. Ikaw na ang nagahambal, nag-speak, no? Dapat kabalo ka mag-organize ang information into arguments para ma-persuade, ma-convince mo ang audience. Okay, the second element is information, education, and communication. This is a set of accurate and consistent information on the programs and services as a timely response by those in direct contact with the community. And it is also good that when you conduct advocacy, you have this IEC material. Again, set of accurate and consistent information on the programs and services. Okay? Number three is community organization. It is defined as a continuous and sustained process of educating people to understand their critical consciousness of their existing conditions or situation, organizing people to work collectively and efficiently on their problems, and last is mobilizing people to develop their capability and readiness to respond and take action on their immediate needs towards solving their long-term problems. Okay, before you have to organize people, you need to educate people. Okay, paintindihon mo sila kung ano na siya. You cannot organize them or mobilize them without first educating them. Okay, education or educating people, organizing people, and mobilizing. Number four is capacity building. Remember that social mobilization can only be sustained if the network of advocates and mobilizers continually expanded through capacity building. So when we speak of capacity building, no, ina-capacitate natin sila. So we are providing training, seminars, no, para ma-improve, enhance ang knowledge and skill. So when we speak of capability, it involves people, no? And institutional meaning, it involves organization. And last is networking and alliance building. Social mobilization success depends on the identification of relevant individuals and groups who can contribute to the achievement of the program. So when you speak of networking, this means building and maintaining relationship with individuals or groups, no, who can share information. Okay? And when you speak of alliance building, it means forming formal or informal partnerships, no, with other groups or organizations. No, ang ila sining purpose is para combine ang mga resources, ang strength, no? Maka-help influence ang decision making, pag ma-achieve ang goals, no? Hindi lang isa or duha, kundi damo ang nag-help towards the achievement of the goal or goals. Again, what are the elements of social mobilization? Advocacy, community organization, information, education, communication, capacity building, and the last is networking and alliance. Okay, let's go to our last topic, which is the formulation plan for community-based management project. Okay, we need to formulate plan before we go to the community and give no, the project or render community service. Okay, and I have here simple nga plan, okay, or format on how to do it. One is, dapat may title kita of the project. Second, a project proponent. Third, rationale. 4 is, or what are the objectives? 5, description, no? You have there the background of the project location, beneficiaries, ano imo nga methodology, the contact person, duration, the length of the implementation of the project. 6, activities, timetable, project cost. 7, detailed schedule of activities. And 8 is evaluating project proposal. Let's have the title. Ang title must capture the need and present the name of the clientele. It should be creative and catchy. Must be written in all capital letters, bold and centered. Please remember ha, before you plan for your project, again, meaning tapos na kita sa pag-identify no sang need or problem through conducting community needs assessment, no? So, ari na kita sa title. For example, no, Clean and Green, a project on waste management and green community. Another one for all for one for Baguio Tino, support the community-based disaster management. Bata pa ako, may handong pa ako, a project on prevention of teenage pregnancy. Libro para sa kaalam kag buwas damlag. A book donation drive for school children. And you can think of many more, no, nga mga project, no, para sa community. And that is in accordance, no, sa ilangan need. Okay, number 2 is the project proponent. Enumerates the names of persons to be involved in the project, their year level, contact number, and address. So, this is the example. For example, Group 1, under Ma'am Jocampo, CWTS class. So, amo yung Group 1, no? May Group 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3, rationally. Why was it proposed? Again, propose mo na nga project. What were the different bases of coming up with such project? Ada ka bala proof? No? So, ang proof naton, ang results of the needs assessment. Is there really a need for the project? So, in a narrative form, no, you have to answer these questions. Number 4, objectives must be written in operational terms and must be SMART, meaning specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bounded. Example, the general purpose of the project is the maintenance of the cleanliness in Barangay Kalubihan. Toward this end, the following objectives are set. 1, to imbibe the importance of cleanliness among the participants. 2, to increase the awareness of community people on the advantages of waste management. 3, to solicit the support of the people in maintaining cleanliness and orderliness through waste segregation. To imbibe, to increase, to solicit, no, are examples of operational tools. Number 5, project description describes and narrates what the project intends to do and accomplish. So under the project description, you have A, background of the project. It requires at least 3 paragraphs, no, that provide realistic background of the project. Describe the modifying issues, problems, no, that have influenced the identification of the project. That is background of the project. Letter B, I have here an example of the background of the project. We have noticed that in some area of the barangay, improper waste disposal is prevalent. In like manner, the incidence of open hole drainage system in the locality may pose a threat on the health condition of the residents. Okay. So, ang nahambal bala diri at least 3 paragraphs, so you can add more to make it 3 paragraphs. Okay, letter B is project location. Okay, dapat correct ang address or location, no? The area or vicinity covered by the project, no, should be reflected in the proposal. Who are the beneficiaries? Summary of the number of target participants and the benefits that they will derive from the project. So, describe na siya natin. Letter D. Oh, okay. May example kita. The project will cover the 150 families of Barangay Kalubihan. The target audience will benefit from the project in terms of acquisition of know-how on waste management, prevention of diseases, illnesses associated with improper waste disposal, and unhygienic surroundings. So, ano yung example of the beneficiary? Okay, again, we have the methodology, the general approach of the project, no, the agency counterpart, in case my partnership kita with other agencies, no, responsibilities and obligations, manpower requirements, no, and the manner on how the specific activity will be undertaken. Example, no, the lecture, seminar method will be employed in the project. Setting up, no, of waste segregation bins will also be done. Okay? Then contact person, there should be a point person, government officials, no, or entities that CPU and SCP need to get in touch with, no, for the implementation of the project. It could be a barangay official, no, or any person in the community na may participation siya, in authority somehow, para hapo siya in contact natin. Duration, you have to specify days, weeks, and months no, needed to complete the project. Specify when the project will commence, no, start, and when it will be finished. So, pwede naman kamo ka-attach ng Gantt chart of the activity based on the length of the project. And that is duration. Length of implementation, example, 1 day of implementation only, 4 hours in the morning for preparation of the venue, lecture materials, and lecture proper. Then 4 hours in the afternoon for community work, cleanliness drive, distribution and placement of waste segregation, trash bins, tree planting, and culminating activity. Okay, ano ka dugay, no, ang inyong pag-implement ng project? Okay, specify natin. Okay, and 6, no, activities, timetable, project cost. So this is just an example. Some project cost, no, transportation sila, communication, supplies, no, seedlings, or plant na gamiton, pwede man kamo ka pangayo from the Department of Agriculture, no, the instructional material, sundry and miscellaneous expenses, no, ang aton na contingency, and the total cost. Okay, 7, detailed schedule of activities. Specify gid ang date, time, activity, kag ang ano ang in charge dila nga class groups. Okay, so example lang ini siya, no. 7 o'clock, ma-depart kita sa CPU. 8 o'clock, I mean, arrival. From 8 to 10:30, you have there the activities. Okay, and until afternoon. Okay, ang mga groups niya in charge. Then it is very important to evaluate the project proposal. No? And the following questions may help and guide you in evaluating community service and development projects or activity proposal and its accomplishment. 1, is the project necessary or desirable? 2, are the objectives stated clearly? 3, have all the factors that will directly influence the outcome of the project have been considered? 4, What are the concerned agencies involved? 5. Is the project beneficial to the community? And 6. Will there be enough funds to successfully carry out the project? So again, these questions will help you in the evaluation process of the project. Okay, managing community school-based NSRC unit. So I hope that ang aton din discuss a while ago, no, maka-help din sa aton later on in managing community school-based NSRC unit. Just remember, no, that NSPP aimed at enhancing civic consciousness and defense preparedness in you by developing the ethics of service and patriotism while you are enrolled in any of its program components. And the program aims to inculcate in you the spirit of nationalism and advance your involvement in public and civic affairs. So later on, no, when you graduate and you will be part of the NSRC unit, meron na kamo knowledge, no, on how to come up with apply project, no, planning, and later on, how to manage the project, community project. Bisan sa inyo lang own community. Okay, let's have the gate number 5. This is the last game. You have to select the correct letter or answer. 1. This enumerates the name of persons be involved in the project, year level, contact number, and address. A. Title. B. Objectives. C. Project components. D. Project description. The correct answer is letter C. Project component. 2. This must or this should be creative and catchy and written in all capital letters, bold and centered. A. Rationale. B. Title. C. Objectives. D. Project description. The correct answer is title. 3. This must be written in operational terms and meet the SMART criteria. A. Title. B. Project evaluation. C. Objectives. D. Rationale. The correct answer is objective. 4. This describes what the project intends to accomplish. A. Project description. B. Rationale. C. Objectives. D. Project evaluation. The correct answer is project description. And the last, it explains why the project was proposed, the various phases, basis for undertaking it, and provides a strong justification for its necessity. A. Title, the objectives, the rationale, the project description. The correct answer is letter C, rationale. Okay, so before I end, I hope that the presentation discussion was clear and that you learned something valuable from our topic today. And remember the words of Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens just like you know can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And a word coming from Martin Luther King says that everyone can be great because everyone can serve. May this one gives inspiration to you to continue conduct community service even if you already graduate no in NSTP. Okay, with that, thank you everyone for listening and maghalong